So I missed the boat on doing some recording. What I'm doing here. This is the 49 Panhead that we were originally just going to put a rear fender on. Then we took the oil tank out, which we're replacing with the black one. We put took the carburetor off. We found out these threads aren't bad, and he keeps wanting to tear it out apart. I think we're just going to stick it back together. And then the good news is we found out it's a belt drive, which then reduces the amount of leakage, oil going everywhere. So we'll have to deal with that. Probably may replace this because it's a lot of grease and oil in here. So what we need to do next is we're going to pull the clutch out. And I already popped the springs off. There's your clutch plates. There's your clutch plates. Pull this apart and have a look and see what's going on here. Your assembly. The whole clutch assembly comes out a plate at a time. And this is what it looks like. So that's the final one, your back one. So you got, that's pretty thick. Clutch, metal plate, which comes into here. Fat clutch, and your plate, clutch, and then the cover. So that's the side view. Now we may upgrade this to something more modern as we go along. I have to say that's likely going to happen because that's the way things work. So next thing you do is pull this off. This nut that holds everything on is actually left-handed threads. You need to remember that, or you'll just be tightening away and not ever taking it off. So let me go get the right tools and then be back to do that. So here I am. I got an 1 1/8 air ratchet, and we're actually going to, instead of taking it off, we're going to act like we're putting it on, which is the point of left-handed threads. And it comes right off. Piece of cake. All right. So 1 1/8 deep well, left-handed threads to take off your bolt holding your clutch hub in. Pull this assembly off. Pull the belt from the front loose, and everything comes apart like that. And we now see the transmission, which we'll go to the other side and show you. We're going to take that apart too. We don't have to take this any more of this tin off right now because we're not taking the engine out. But we'll take the transmission out that way. That's the reason why I had to pull the clutch hub in order to take the transmission out. And it's pretty greasy, so I'm going to clean up. We'll start from the other side. So we're back to the transmission. So this is a kickstart. We're going, isn't the original kicker by any means, but we're going to take the kickstart off, which was already loose. Set it aside. You can see here that this has got a significant wobble to it, which is something that will be repaired with the transmission. We took the shifter rod loose, and then the speedo cable, which you can just see. You can just see down there where the speedo cable attaches. Took that off. There are 4 bolts holding it to the bottom plate here, to the plate here, and then a single bolt that goes in on this frame here. I went ahead and pulled those out, and then now I'm going to remove the transmission. So I'll set this. Let's see if I can get it to work here. So basically you have to get those bolts out. We've got the shaft you got to worry about coming out here. Anything else, there's nothing else attached to it. We're just going to lift it out straight up as you have. Actually 4 studs sticking down the bottom. You can see them there. So unbolted these 4, and then there's another one here that came loose. There's your drain. So the transmission's out. I'll set it down, then we'll start pulling this thing apart further. I'm gonna be Hollywood someday.
Are you practicing?